permit together for the Big Nine Parade, Sergeant Valenti told me, he said, I never seen so many white people as secularized as I see today. I said, you know what I told him? That's the New Orleans. That's right. You know, that our parade that became a people's thing. You know, it's just that we nurtured it and maintained it, but the doors are open to everyone. Come out, enjoy it, and be safe and have a good time. And from the Associated Pleasure Club part of this historic culture is the benevolent societies. Before they were Associated Pleasure Club, in most countries across the world have some type of those societies that do things in their neighborhood, in their communities and things. Within the African American community, which is the oldest organization now, is the Young Men Olympia that's been doing this for 124 years. And yeah, that's those in the black and white on the photo of that. And they've been doing it for like 124 years. And they were faith-based organization. If you were part of that benevolent society, African Americans didn't have life insurances at one time. So what we did was, through the benevolent, that provided a burial plot and other assistance for the families of the community. And then once a year, the Benevolent Association would come out of the church, do a parade around the block, and go back to the church and have a feast. But then the next generation said they wanted more. So they decided to take something that was nice and simple and plain and became the Social Aid and Pleasure Club. And out of the Associated Pleasure Club came spending money. You know? So, because right there on that chair right there, those red shoes that's in there are genuine ostrich skin shoes. That cost, in 1999, that pair of shoes cost me $800.
Oh,
you know,
man.
And,
Wow.
And you know,
and that's just one year you wore them.
Yeah, I wore them for other events after that, you know. But with the Associated Pleasure Club, which became much more festive, very colorful and everything, it became a 4-hour event where everybody was invited to, and we would call it parade style, where the various balls of your community will let you start there for 10 or 15 minutes and get happy, and the people who follow you, they continue getting happy. And when them 4 hours over, the whole community, the second liners, everybody, just one big happy group of people.
When was it that can you give me like a rough date, like when it was that it became from a benevolent society into a pleasure?
You know, I really don't know. I just knew that somewhere along the line that it derived out of that. But one of the things the Associated Pleasure Club still do is like the benevolent. We do community service too. The needs change from burying the dead and stuff like this to giving children school supplies, picking significant families where we would make up baskets of grocery, and not just say for Thanksgiving dinner, but that basket of grocery could feed a family for a week. That they could have turkey for Thanksgiving, they could have red beans right the next day, they could have tuna sandwiches the next day. This is how we created our food baskets and things. And we do the various things as our social part of it. In our parade is the accumulation of all of that effort that we put in doing this. And now, you know, it became an international event. You know, Dan Baum from the New Yorker magazine, which did a story on me in August of '06, he came down to my parade for this year. He called me and said, Ronald, when is the Big Nine Parade? I told him December the 23rd, and him and the family came and enjoyed that event. And then on top of that, then they shared Christmas dinner with me and my family. You know, this is how much growth have really came out of Katrina. That people who I never had an idea that I would be associated with have came, they have written, they have spoke well of my community, and they sent others to come here and say, what can I do to help? They had a lady just 2 weeks ago, my friend Sylvester from the back street, asked me to bring them on a tour of the Lower Ninth Bar. And I did that, and then I dropped them off at the second line uptown. And she called me just the other day and said, Mr. Lewis, I was so overwhelmed by everything. She said, I'm going to send you a donation, but I'm in the mental health field. What can I do to help? And she lived in New York, Belvedere Hospital, I think it is. And she said, I worked out of this hospital. So I gave her the name of the people who run the Lower Ninth Ward Health Clinic. I said, contact these people, you know, and offer your services to them. All of this have grew out of this, you know, and it's an ongoing, this is a living story. This is the people's thing, you know, and being a member of Krewe de Jieux have opened doors for me, you know, of being able to have these friends of mine and to be able to share in the Seder dinners and everything, and to do just what we're doing a people's thing. And the House of Days of Feathers tells the story of culture, from the trauma on that chair that a lady from Belize, which she's a Korean